Dan Blocker, born Bobby Dan Davis Blocker on December 10, 1928, in DeKalb, Texas, entered the world in a small-town setting that would shape much of his character. Growing up in the rugged, open hills of Texas, he experienced a childhood grounded in hard work, responsibility, and the importance of family. His parents owned a small store in the nearby town of O'Donnell, Texas, where young Dan learned early lessons about community, perseverance, and the value of helping others. Even as a boy, he displayed a combination of physical strength and a gentle, caring nature, a blend of qualities that would become central to both his personal identity and his later screen persona. These early years were formative, instilling in him a respect for honesty, loyalty, and integrity that he carried throughout his life. The environment in which he was raised demanded resilience. Life in rural Texas during the 1930s was often hard. Children were expected to contribute to family work, and Blocker embraced these responsibilities with a quiet determination. His experiences carrying supplies, helping neighbors, and assisting in the family business gave him a sense of purpose and discipline uncommon for children of his age. These traits not only prepared him for challenges of adulthood, but also left a lasting impression on those who knew him. School life further nurtured Blocker's development. He attended Texas Military Institute, where he learned the values of structure, discipline, and teamwork. These years allowed him to refine his leadership abilities while understanding the importance of loyalty and commitment to others. Beyond academics, he excelled in athletics, particularly football, a sport that helped him channel his physical strength and competitive spirit. He later attended Sul-Ross State Teachers College, where he studied English and demonstrated academic excellence alongside his athletic talents. In college, Blocker also began to explore interests beyond physical activity. His love for literature, history, and storytelling grew, laying the foundation for his later studies in dramatic arts. It was during this period that he met Dolia Parker, who would become his lifelong partner. Their relationship was built on mutual respect, shared values, and a deep emotional connection, qualities that would support them through the challenges of Hollywood life. Together, they cultivated a bond that emphasized understanding, patience, and trust, a partnership that remained strong for decades. Dan Blocker's early life was also marked by service to his country. Drafted into the United States Army during the Korean War, he served as an infantry sergeant, a position that demanded courage, leadership, and endurance. Military life taught him discipline and the importance of collective responsibility, while the experience of war deepened his empathy and understanding of human struggles. Those who served alongside him remembered his quiet strength, integrity, and unwavering moral compass. Even in the harsh realities of combat, Blocker's kind nature and sense of humor helped maintain morale among his comrades. Returning from military service, he briefly pursued a career in teaching. Sharing his love of English and history, he worked to inspire students and instill in them the same values that had guided his own upbringing. This period of his life, though relatively short, revealed Blocker's natural ability to guide and mentor others, qualities that would later translate into his professional relationships on television sets. His early life, therefore, was a tapestry of experiences: family responsibility, education, athletic achievement, military service, and personal relationships that shaped him into a man of strength, compassion, and humility. These foundational years prepared him for the challenges of Hollywood, where his character, both on screen and off, would leave a lasting impact on audiences and colleagues alike. His journey from small-town Texas to television stardom was not sudden. It was a result of decades of discipline, perseverance, and moral grounding that defined who Dan Blocker was at every stage of his life. After his military service and brief teaching career, Dan Blocker turned his attention to acting, though his journey to Hollywood was neither straightforward nor easy. In the late 1950s, he began taking small roles in television, including appearances on shows such as The Rifleman, Gunsmoke, and The Restless Gun. These early roles were often minor, sometimes barely noticeable, yet they allowed Blocker to gain practical experience in front of the camera and to learn the nuances of performing for television. He quickly developed a reputation among casting directors for his natural charisma, imposing presence, and the ease with which he could combine physical strength with gentle demeanor. Standing 6 feet 4 inches and weighing around 300 pounds, Blocker was an unmistakable figure on screen. Yet his warmth and humor made him instantly likable to audiences and colleagues alike. While many aspiring actors relied purely on ambition or charm, Blocker brought a sense of authenticity to his work that set him apart. He drew from his real-life experiences, military discipline, small-town values, and his deep respect for others to shape the characters he portrayed. Even in minor roles, the sincerity was evident, and producers began to take note. Behind the scenes, Blocker's personality was as magnetic as his physical presence. Colleagues remembered him as easygoing, humble, and deeply loyal, a man who never allowed the pressures of Hollywood to change the principles he had grown up with. His ability to balance strength with kindness created a unique on-screen persona, one that would soon become iconic. The pivotal moment in Blocker's career came in 1959, when he was cast as Eric Hoss Cartwright in the television series Bonanza. This role would not only define his professional life, but also establish him as one of the most beloved figures in American television. As Hoss, Blocker played the middle son of the Cartwright family, a character renowned for his gentle heart, humor, and unwavering moral compass. Audiences immediately connected with Hoss because he embodied qualities that were rare in westerns of the time: empathy, kindness, and a willingness to put others before himself. Blocker's portrayal brought depth to the series, balancing action and drama with warmth and relatability. Unlike other Western heroes who relied primarily on physical toughness or cunning, Hoss stood out for his humanity, making the character memorable and endearing. Bonanza quickly became a cultural phenomenon. The series captured the imagination of viewers for over a decade, running from 1959 to 1973, and Blocker appeared in 415 episodes before his untimely death in 1972. The show's success was not merely due to its storytelling or production values. It was Blocker's embodiment of Hoss that helped define the emotional heart of the series. Critics and fans praised his ability to bring authenticity and warmth to a role that could have easily become a stereotype. Off-screen, Blocker maintained the same values that his character represented on-screen. He was devoted to his family, loyal to his colleagues, and grounded in a sense of morality that made him a stabilizing presence on set. While Hollywood often encouraged self-promotion and attention-seeking behavior, Blocker remained humble, rarely seeking the spotlight beyond what was necessary for his role. This combination of professional dedication and personal integrity earned him the respect and admiration of co-stars, including Michael Landon, Pernell Roberts, and Lorne Greene. Many described him as a moral compass of the cast, a man whose guidance and patience helped maintain harmony on a set that could otherwise be tense and competitive. Beyond the screen, Blocker's rise to fame brought both opportunity and challenges. While he relished the chance to reach millions of viewers, he also had to navigate the pressures of being a public figure. Fame did not change his values. Instead, it amplified his desire to remain true to himself and to contribute positively to the entertainment industry. This unwavering commitment to professionalism and integrity became particularly important when dealing with conflicting personalities on set, most notably his complex relationship with Pernell Roberts, who portrayed Adam Cartwright. Blocker's early years in Hollywood, marked by perseverance, humility, and dedication, set the stage for both his enduring legacy and the personal and professional conflicts that would define part of his story. His journey from small-town Texas to television stardom was a testament to his character, talent, and ability to remain grounded despite the pressures and temptations of Hollywood life. In many ways, these formative experiences allowed Blocker to navigate the challenges of fame with a sense of grace and humanity that few of his contemporaries could match, ensuring that he would be remembered not just as an actor, but as a genuinely admirable human being. While Dan Blocker became a household name through his portrayal of Hoss Cartwright, his life outside the spotlight was equally significant, defined by family, devotion, and the values he carried from his Texas upbringing. Dan met Dolia Parker during their college years at Sul Ross State University in Alpine, Texas. Their connection was immediate, founded on shared principles of respect, kindness, and a deep appreciation for simplicity in life. Unlike many Hollywood romances that were fueled by glamour, ambition, or opportunism, Dan and Dolia built their relationship on trust, loyalty, and genuine affection. They married in 1952, several years before Blocker would achieve fame with Bonanza. At that time, Dan was a young man working to establish his career, balancing his studies, teaching, and early forays into acting, while Dolia offered unwavering support, providing stability and encouragement as he navigated the uncertainties of life. Their marriage became a cornerstone of Blocker's personal and professional life. Dolia's quiet strength allowed him to pursue his ambitions without fear of losing his family's grounding influence. Together, they cultivated a home filled with love, warmth, and laughter, fostering a nurturing environment for their children. Over the years, they had 4 children, twin sons David and Dirk, and daughters Deborah Lee and Dana Lynn. Blocker often credited Dolia for maintaining the balance between his public life and his personal responsibilities. While fame brought long hours on set, publicity, and the pressures of celebrity, Dolia ensured that their children were raised with strong moral values, respect for others, and a sense of normalcy rarely found in the families of Hollywood stars. This stability was central to Blocker's character. He often remarked that his family's happiness and well-being mattered more than any career achievement. His devotion extended beyond simple presence or financial support. He actively engaged in his children's upbringing, teaching them lessons about integrity, compassion, and responsibility. For Blocker, being a father was not just a role to fulfill, but a commitment to shaping the next generation with the same values that had guided his own life. He wanted his children to understand the importance of hard work, humility, and treating others with respect, regardless of social standing or fame. These principles were not just theoretical. He embodied them daily. For instance, while filming Bonanza, he often prioritized returning home to his family over attending Hollywood parties or social events. Colleagues frequently noted that he would leave long shoots as soon as possible, eager to spend quiet evenings with Dolia and the children. This dedication earned him admiration on set and further cemented his reputation as a man of character. Dan's relationship with Dolia also offered him emotional grounding during challenging times. Hollywood, despite its glitz and glamour, often presented personal and professional pressures that could easily destabilize an actor. For Blocker, Dolia was his confidant, counselor, and emotional anchor. Whether he faced creative disagreements, industry criticism, or the physical demands of long shoots, he knew he could rely on her support and wisdom. Their partnership exemplified mutual respect and understanding. It was not defined by theatrics or public displays, but by a steady, enduring love that prioritized the well-being of each other and their family. This balance between personal integrity and public persona was visible in Blocker's professional interactions. Colleagues often remarked that his calm, respectful, and supportive presence on set reflected the values he cultivated at home. His humility, patience, and ability to listen and empathize with others were likely strengthened by his experiences as a husband and father, allowing him to navigate the complex dynamics of a long-running television show. Furthermore, the Blocker household became a model of warmth and security, a rare sanctuary for a man in the high-pressure environment of Hollywood. Friends, co-stars, and even casual acquaintances noticed that despite fame, Dan remained approachable, kind, and generous, often crediting his family, and particularly Dolia, for keeping him grounded. In many ways, his life at home mirrored the qualities of Hoss Cartwright, caring, loyal, and morally upright. The connection between his personal values and his on-screen persona created an authenticity that audiences could sense and appreciate. Fans of Bonanza were drawn not just to the action and adventure of the show, but to the warmth, decency, and relatability that Blocker brought to his role, a reflection of the life he built outside the limelight. In sum, Dan Blocker's family life was not merely a backdrop to his career. It was a central element of his identity. His marriage to Dolia, his devotion to his children, and the home they cultivated together exemplified the principles of loyalty, humility, and compassion. These personal foundations allowed him to remain steadfast in an industry known for fleeting relationships and superficial success. More than just a television star, Blocker was a man whose private life reinforced and enriched his public persona, demonstrating that the measure of greatness lies not only in professional achievement, but also in the depth of personal character and the strength of the bonds we build with those we love. While Bonanza captured the hearts of millions of viewers, delivering tales of the Cartwright family's adventures on the Nevada frontier, the atmosphere behind the camera was far more complex than the warm, close-knit relationships portrayed on screen. Among the most notable dynamics was the tension between Dan Blocker, who played the gentle and kind-hearted Hoss Cartwright, and Pernell Roberts, who portrayed the intellectual and principled Adam Cartwright. To the public, the cast appeared harmonious, embodying the ideal of family values and cooperation. However, those who worked closely with the actors knew that the reality was more nuanced. Dan Blocker was known for his easygoing personality, deep sense of loyalty, and dedication to professionalism. Raised in rural Texas, shaped by military service, and grounded by a strong family life, he believed in teamwork, mutual respect, and maintaining a positive environment on set. He valued the opportunity to work on a show that reached millions of households and saw Bonanza as more than just a job. It was a chance to bring wholesome, meaningful entertainment to the American public. Pernell Roberts, in contrast, was highly intellectual, outspoken, and intensely critical of aspects of the show. Trained in classical acting, Roberts sought creative depth and complex storytelling, often expressing dissatisfaction with the scripts, which he perceived as simplistic or formulaic. His vision for the show sometimes clashed with its commercial goals, as he wanted to address social issues and push boundaries rather than rely on conventional morality tales. This difference in perspective created a philosophical divide between the two men. Blocker, committed to professionalism and team cohesion, found Roberts' constant critiques frustrating and, at times, disrespectful to the cast and crew who work hard to produce the show. He believed in loyalty to the project and in showing gratitude for the opportunities it provided, while Roberts was willing to challenge or criticize any element he felt was creatively inadequate. Co-stars described Blocker's approach as one of patience and quiet diplomacy. He tried to navigate the disagreements with a sense of humor and understanding, yet Roberts' assertiveness often tested his tolerance. The conflicts were not about personal animosity in the conventional sense, but stemmed from fundamentally different values and ways of approaching the craft of acting. Blocker, relying on instinct, sincerity, and emotional honesty, often felt that Roberts' intensity created tension that could have been avoided with collaboration. He reportedly said that working with Roberts sometimes felt like walking on eggshells, as the actor refused to rehearse lines he deemed poorly written or beneath him. Blocker's perspective was that the show was a collaborative effort, and undermining the work of others was unacceptable. Over time, these philosophical clashes affected the working relationship, though not in violent or openly hostile ways. Instead, there was a constant undercurrent of frustration, disappointment, and differing priorities. Blocker admired Roberts' intelligence and talent, but was often disheartened by what he saw as coldness or disregard for the contributions of others. He valued respect and teamwork above personal ego, while Roberts prioritized creative expression and artistic integrity, sometimes at the expense of harmony on set. Their tension reached its peak as the seasons progressed, with Roberts growing increasingly disenchanted with the show. He felt creatively stifled and sought to pursue other projects that aligned more closely with his artistic ambitions. Blocker, on the other hand, loved Bonanza and remained grateful for the opportunity to portray Hoss, a character who brought positivity, kindness, and morality to the television landscape. The clash between intellect and heart, between idealism and gratitude, became emblematic of their relationship and highlighted the challenges of maintaining personal values within the entertainment industry. When Roberts ultimately left the series in 1965, Blocker reportedly experienced a mixture of relief and sadness. While the departure alleviated ongoing tension on set, it also marked the end of a challenging professional relationship with someone he respected in certain ways. Reflecting on their interactions in later interviews, Blocker admitted that he never wished Roberts ill, but found the creative differences and personality clashes exhausting. In some ways, the dynamic between Blocker and Roberts mirrored the larger tension inherent in Hollywood productions, where artistic vision, commercial success, and personal temperament often intersected. Their story provides insight into the human side of television production, demonstrating that even in the most seemingly harmonious settings, conflict and misunderstanding can coexist with respect, admiration, and shared commitment to the craft. Despite the difficulties, Blocker maintained his characteristic warmth, professionalism, and dedication to the show, ensuring that his work continued to resonate with audiences long after the conflicts were resolved. The tension with Roberts, rather than diminishing his legacy, highlights the challenges and complexities of collaborative work, particularly when individuals with strong principles and differing priorities must coexist in a high-pressure, high-visibility environment. Dan Blocker's life and career stand as a testament to the enduring power of integrity, humility, and dedication in the entertainment industry. Beyond his fame as Hoss Cartwright on Bonanza, he was known for his genuine warmth, loyalty to colleagues, and steadfast commitment to his values. These traits defined his professional relationships and shaped the way he approached his craft. Colleagues often remarked that Blocker treated everyone with respect, from fellow actors to crew members, demonstrating a work ethic grounded in collaboration and kindness. He understood that television production was a team effort and sought to ensure that everyone on set felt valued and appreciated. This attitude not only made him beloved on set, but also enhanced the quality of the performances he delivered. Blocker's towering physical presence, combined with his gentle, expressive nature, created a unique screen persona that resonated deeply with audiences. Unlike typical Western heroes of the era, Hoss Cartwright was not primarily defined by toughness or aggression, but by empathy, morality, and emotional intelligence. Blocker infused the role with his own character traits, allowing viewers to see a man who was both strong and compassionate. This authenticity contributed to the long-lasting popularity of Bonanza, which remained a cultural touchstone for more than a decade. Off-screen, Blocker continued to embody the values he portrayed on television. His family remained his top priority, and he balanced the demands of fame with the responsibilities of being a devoted husband and father. He was known to leave filming early to spend time with his children, and often emphasized the importance of teaching them lessons about honesty, kindness, and perseverance. His partnership with Dolia Parker Blocker, built on mutual respect and love, provided him with emotional grounding and stability, which in turn influenced his professional life. The combination of strong personal values and professional dedication made Blocker a role model both on and off screen. Despite the tension he experienced with Pernell Roberts and other occasional conflicts, Blocker remained committed to maintaining a positive environment on set, prioritizing collaboration over personal grievances. He recognized that television was a medium for storytelling, connection, and entertainment, and he sought to ensure that his work contributed meaningfully to viewers' experiences. Blocker's influence extended beyond his lifetime, as the lessons he embodied, humility, integrity, and compassion, continued to inspire actors and audiences alike. Tragically, Dan Blocker's life was cut short when he passed away unexpectedly on May 13, 1972, at the age of 43. His death shocked colleagues, fans, and the television industry as a whole. At the time, he had already appeared in over 400 episodes of Bonanza and was regarded as one of television's most iconic figures. His passing left a void not only in the world of entertainment, but also in the hearts of those who knew him personally. Yet even in death, Blocker's legacy endured. Audiences continued to celebrate his performances, remembering the warmth, humor, and moral clarity he brought to Hoss Cartwright. The lessons embedded in the portrayal, the importance of family, integrity, and kindness, remain relevant and inspirational for new generations of viewers. Colleagues frequently reflected on Blocker's generosity, patience, and unwavering commitment to his craft, often citing his ability to maintain balance between personal values and professional demands as exemplary. Blocker's life story also serves as a reminder of the challenges and reward to staying true to oneself in a highly public and often challenging industry. He demonstrated that success need not come at the expense of integrity, and that a career in entertainment can be both meaningful and morally grounded. Today, Dan Blocker is remembered not only as a talented actor, but as a man whose character, both on screen and off, left a lasting impression on all who encountered him. His dedication to family, loyalty to colleagues, and insistence on maintaining professionalism in the face of adversity continue to serve as a benchmark for aspiring actors and industry professionals. Through his work, his personal life, and the stories he helped tell, Blocker's influence remains alive, a testament to the power of authenticity, compassion, and perseverance. In reflecting on his life, one can see that the true measure of his impact was not just the fame he achieved, but the depth of humanity he shared with the world, a giant in stature and spirit, whose legacy continues to shine brightly decades after his untimely passing. Among the many aspects of Dan Blocker's life and career, one of the most compelling stories is his complex relationship with Pernell Roberts, who played Adam Cartwright on Bonanza. While on screen the Cartwright brothers appeared united and harmonious, the reality behind the cameras was far more complicated. Their tension was not born out of personal dislike alone, but from a clash of personalities, values, and visions for what the show could and should be. Dan Blocker, grounded by his upbringing in Texas and shaped by military service and family life, valued teamwork, loyalty, and professionalism. For him, Bonanza was more than a job. It was a platform to provide wholesome entertainment, to reach audiences with stories of morality, integrity, and compassion. He believed in supporting his colleagues, respecting the collective effort of the cast and crew, and maintaining a positive, cooperative environment on set. Pernell Roberts, on the other hand, approached the show with a different perspective. A classically trained actor, Roberts sought creative challenges, complex storylines, and the opportunity to explore social issues that he felt were being overlooked. His criticism of the scripts, while rooted in artistic conviction, often clashed with Blocker's commitment to professionalism and his appreciation for the show's accessibility to audiences. The result was a philosophical and emotional tension that shaped their interactions for years. According to interviews and accounts from co-stars, Blocker was rarely confrontational by nature. He preferred diplomacy, humor, and patience to diffuse potential conflicts. Yet Roberts' assertiveness, combined with his frequent refusal to rehearse or participate in scripts he deemed inadequate, pushed Blocker's tolerance to its limits. Blocker reportedly felt a deep sense of frustration and disappointment, not hatred. He admired Roberts' talent and intelligence, but could not reconcile it with behavior he viewed as dismissive of others' efforts. This dynamic created a unique tension on set, one that was as much about values and principles as it was about personality clashes. Over time, their differences became more pronounced. Roberts grew increasingly dissatisfied with the show, feeling constrained by its formulaic narratives and moral simplicity. Blocker, in contrast, embraced the program's structure and recognized the positive impact it had on audiences across the country. He appreciated that Bonanza provided comfort, entertainment, and ethical storytelling for families, seeing the commercial success as a validation of the show's purpose. When Robert eventually decided to leave the series in 1965, Blocker experienced a mixture of relief and lingering disappointment. Relief because the constant tension on set subsided. Disappointment because he valued Roberts' abilities and felt that the intellectual divide had prevented a fuller collaboration. In later interviews, Blocker reflected on the relationship with a nuanced perspective. He acknowledged Roberts' brilliance, yet noted that the clash often made life difficult for those around him. Blocker's assessment was never cruel. He spoke with a weary respect, recognizing the challenges of creative collaboration and the differences that can exist even among talented, principled individuals. Their story provides a broader lesson about human relationships, especially in high-pressure creative environments. Conflict does not necessarily stem from malice, but from differing visions, priorities, and temperaments. Blocker's handling of the situation, maintaining professionalism, striving to remain patient, and never letting resentment dictate his behavior, demonstrate a level of emotional intelligence that is rare in any industry. Furthermore, the dynamic between Blocker and Roberts highlights the importance of recognizing and respecting differences while remaining committed to shared goals. Blocker's dedication to the show, the cast, and the audience never wavered, even in the face of ongoing disagreements. This commitment not only preserved the quality of the series, but also reinforced his personal reputation as a principled, fair, and compassionate professional. In retrospect, the Blocker-Roberts relationship stands as a fascinating case study in collaboration, conflict, and the balance between personal values and professional obligations. While they never fully reconciled personally before Blocker's untimely death in 1972, both men continued to pursue their respective paths with dignity and passion, leaving behind a legacy of artistic